What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Today is episode 11 of our Mercury through Sign series. We're almost at the end, so you already know it's Mercury in Aquarius time. What's Mercury? Mercury is our analytical intelligence, how we read, how we write, how we memorize things, our overall intellect. Mercury is our communication style, how we interact with others, how the words sound coming out of our mouth. Mercury is our skills or our hobbies, more specifically skills by hand. Alright? Aquarius. Aquarius is the sign of innovation. It is the sign of rebelliousness and revolution, and I like to consider like individuality, right? But that's more so Leo, but it's like the eccentric part of us that stands out from the rest. Alright? So let's get into it. Now, this is like a disclaimer. Okay? Whenever I do Aquarius videos, I always get some heat from Aquarians because I tend to say that they are self-destructive, which is very true. Okay? Especially at an unevolved level. They do things, that are deemed self-destructive in order to garner attention. But this is just another part of them finding themselves. I just wanted to say, don't be offended by anything I say here in this video about your sign. And this is Mercury, so I'm really not even going to be harsh. I'm just going to tell the truth. That's what I do here. Alright? So, Aquarius is a fixed sign, right? And as far as the positorship goes, I let you guys choose whoever you want to. You can roll with Saturn or you can roll with Uranus, whichever floats your boat, okay? And as a fixed air sign, right, Mercury's comfortable here, okay? I actually kind of feel like this is the exalted position of Mercury, but you never really know, right? It's been said to be Virgo, so it could be. I don't know, but Mercury tends to do very well here. And the thing about this Mercury is that the fixed nature is strong from what I've seen. Because with it being an air sign and it being fixed, part of my language, the first thing that comes to mind is intellectual asshole. So if you have this Mercury in Aquarius, maybe you agree. But that's what I think when I think of this position. Intellectual asshole. Why? They're fixed in their own opinions, right? When we look at Mercury and the other air signs like Libra and Gemini, it's very much so values what others have to say. This Mercury is kind of like, listen to me. I have all the answers. So, it kind of makes them feel intellectually superior. Maybe that's a better word, all right? And then the thing about this Mercury is that it's very, very much so about the details. Or maybe I should say facts. This Mercury likes facts. They like concrete evidence. They want to know this is how you get from point A to point E. Don't just tell me you're going to get from point A to point E on faith. No, I don't want to hear that shit. I want to know what route I have to go. Which turn, how fast to make the turn or how slow to make the turn or whatever. So this Mercury is very, very much so finds comfort or truth. They find their truth not in faith, but in facts. And the next thing with this Mercury is that I find that it makes Mercury very scientific. Okay? Mathematically inclined it can be, but very scientific. This position also makes me think of like a weatherman. I always used to say to myself, how does someone grow to aspire to be a weatherman? That is like pretty interesting. Or, this can be associated with a scientist, all right? So maybe someone who works for NASA, or maybe someone who does like, bioengineering or whatever. It's just there's a gift here. And the reason I say that this Mercury could be exalted here in Aquarius is because they have the ability to see beyond what's actually there. This is the sign of innovation. So, scientists are somewhat inventors, okay? Or some scientists find the theories behind things, others invent their own theories. This is something that this Mercury likes to do. And like I said before, they have a very high opinion of their own intellect. So they don't doubt it much. Okay, this is good and it's bad. Because others may pick up on this kind of energy, like, man, this person, I say you're doing like a team project with them, and you put your input in, they'll find some intellectual way to let you know that my opinion's better. Okay, so it's a tricky position, but like I said, in terms of intellect, it does very, very well. Now, let's say this person is a Capricorn, with a Mercury in Aquarius. This is the type of person, that the manager on the job, or, someone in a high position, that it's literally my way or the highway. The intellect thrives off the power that the sun, wants to attain or has attained. All right. And this gives them reign to really, really inject their ideas and things over people. I would say that Mercury is very much so more comfortable with a Capricorn sun versus even a sun in Aquarius. The sun in Aquarius tends to be a lot more eccentric. Now, depending on the house position and who is sitting with this Mercury, it can be quite a social Mercury, but for the most part, the sun in Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius wants to be different. They want to stand out. Okay, so what you'll find is that a lot of times in the earlier years, these are the people who just feel left out, or they just feel like, I don't want to do that, whatever. Then what happens later in life, the lesson here is that they learn that I can only do so much by myself. I need a group. And when they finally, so in a certain sense, this Mercury has to learn the social dynamics. It can be a little bit too intellectual. You understand? And I feel as though through working with groups and surrendering some of that, intellectual pride, that, it opens them up and they're actually able to do more with their talents. Because remember, Aquarius is about the group. Okay? Mercury in this sign, with it being air, it feels kind of at home, and it just feels like I see beyond what you guys see. Okay? I really hope I'm not being harsh here. I'm just like spewing facts. The next thing about this Mercury is that they tend to analyze, people's demeanors and even their own intellect. So remember in Mercury in Scorpio, with another fixed sign, where I said, there's a certain type of Mercury in Scorpio that looks at you and thinks, man, I wonder how you are in bed. This Mercury listens to what you're saying, and say you say something